These are the stories that keep me up at night. The missing, the murdered, the mysteries that have gone unsolved in our own backyards. I've reported on crime in North Texas for more than 25 years. And now I'm opening my reporter's notebook to you, revisiting cold cases, retracing steps, and revealing evidence we've never seen before. The DeLisa Kelley case is one of those cases I'll just never forget. This is a young mother, 24 years old, who was kidnapped, tortured, murdered. She just vanished. And it just didn't seem like, in the beginning, police really took this case seriously.
I really feel like if they were genuinely trying to help us, we possibly could have found my daughter alive.
On March 7th of 2014, DeLisa walked out of her grandmother's home in Oak Cliff. She didn't have a ride. She was going to her best friend's wake, who had died in a car crash the week before.
And she left out seeking a ride, and she made it to the corner store because we have capture of the video from that. So she did make it that far, and I saw where she was speaking to a young man in a blue car.
There's a picture that Dallas police released that shows DeLisa getting into a blue vehicle. And literally right next to that vehicle is a Dallas police squad car.
There was a police in the area, but she wasn't in trouble at that moment.
About a half hour after DeLisa's seen at that convenience store, her sister gets an accidental call from DeLisa, and she is screaming for her life.
In the background, she hears a guy telling her, "You're being hard-headed. You need to stop." And he's yelling. And she's yelling, "Stop, stop." I didn't hear the phone call, but it's like, I can hear that, you know?
The family's trying to call DeLisa over and over again. Nothing. But then they get a text message that says, "I'll call you back later."
We didn't get anything else after that.
About 2 hours after her sister receives that call, her grandmother calls 911, and we have that phone call.
We can't get her on her cell phone. She's not responding to any messages. So I don't know what to do.
In that phone call, you can hear just how desperate the grandmother is to try to get Dallas police to come to her home.
But all she could hear was Lisa screaming, "Stop, stop." And somebody was hitting her and telling her, it was a male voice, telling her to shut up, shut up. Can someone come here?
Dallas police never sent an officer that night. Instead, the sergeant that was in charge of 911 tries to ping her phone and locate her. The 911 call taker is so concerned, she tells the sergeant that something more needs to be done.
How old is this girl?
She's 24.
Oh, no.
Her granddaughter, but she never goes out missing. And then there's one more thing. She's pregnant.
Well, sounds like she's missing before since she got in that situation.
But she's 24. Come on. I mean,
That's hurtful. When you really realize that your child is gone and you have to constantly hear that, that hurts. You make her look so bad.
No one is ever sent to the home until Monday afternoon.
In that 3 days that they took their time, we could have found her.
7 days after DeLisa disappeared, her family organized a search party. Not Dallas police, the family. But as they're getting ready to go out and search, she gets a call.
She said, "Mom, are you sitting down?" I said, "Just tell me, Jazz. They found her." "Okay, where is she?" She said, "No, Mom. She's gone." And it's like it took all the air from my body. My legs got weak. I just fell to the floor. No.
DeLisa's body was found in an abandoned home less than 2 miles from her grandmother's house.
She was recovered in front of a vacant building. She died from blunt force trauma and asphyxiation.
She died about 3 days before her body was found, which means that there were 4 days after DeLisa disappeared that she was most likely alive.
We could have her now, but it's like no one cared.
It might be a 10-year-old case, but for the family, it feels like it was yesterday. There were multiple people that have been interviewed in this case, but so far there has been no arrest.
I believe that if, they had enough to make an arrest, they would have made an arrest back then.
Dallas police now say that they do have forensic evidence in this case.
I will be going through each piece of evidence thoroughly to see if we can get any new leads. Even just a small piece of information can break open the case. So if anybody has any information, to just come forward.
Time was of the essence here, and DeLisa deserved better.
Oh, can we stop a minute?
Yes, please.
Texas created the Clear Alert 5 years ago. It works like an Amber Alert, but for adults, and it's named in part in honor of DeLisa Kelley. If you have any information that could help police solve this case, we want to hear from you. Just email Rebecca at rlopez@wfaa.com.